If there is a better way of exercising what we call indulgences that represent life, if they can be influenced and are influenced by our approach, reflecting our understanding and perception of the guidelines of life, then it appears as if the interest of the masses would reflect compassion for one another or as individuals in such a way that the masses would be served. However, we don't have that. We have a system of doing business in this country which is addressing the concerns to the most part of the people. However, there are degrees of involvement that people can participate, and that is basically determined by resources. And I guess we could all understand that. But when I'm speaking about resources, I'm talking about money, money. If you got probably enough money, you can appear to seem to almost do anything you want to do. Really, it seems as if you don't want to do something, money will keep you from having to do it. If you want to do something, it seems like money will help you to do it, make it easy for you to do it. Almost guarantee you've got enough money, it guarantees that you can do it. Excuse me. But think about this, ladies and gentlemen. What happens when you don't have that money and perhaps still have the same drive, the same desire, and yet don't have that money? How can that be addressed? So many of us today would love to do so many things that we never do because we don't have the money. And our focus stays on the money. What can we do to get the money? Some of us work hard, very hard. Some of us work at 2 jobs, 3 jobs, trying to get the money. Some of us engage in illicit acts, trying to get the money. Some of us commit crimes, trying to get the money. And some of us are so far away from the money, we hoard. We bring all the trash that we can find that we think has any value and stack it up around us because it makes us feel as though we got something. We got something of value. And because we got it, we might not have the money per se, but we got the operation and the possibilities of a business to make money. Might be a little bit at a time, but it might be enough to buy a cup of coffee. Isn't it amazing how these things happen? And now let's look at this. You got people who give of themselves on a daily basis, engaging in work. And in a certain period of time, they are off. They have certain periods of time to vacation. They have bonus periods. Here again, some money comes to these people at different levels. Some people get paid thousands of dollars during a pay period. Others get paid maybe 1,000. Others get paid less than that per pay period. And the prices for materials and resources on the outside, they're the same, except when you go to the dollar store or Dollar General. Dollar General, the price might be a little bit higher. On the Goodwill, those prices are really rising now. And you know what happens when you go to the doctor's office to get some treatment for some major concern, and you don't have the ability to make a copayment. And when they say, well, you can come in this time, but pretty soon the this COVID-19 is going to be dealt with, and you won't be able to get a free pass. You'll have to pay up front. Now let's think about the people who just have to sit back knowing they're sick, can't do anything about it, and don't even go to the doctor because they know they can't make a copayment. And so they just have to sit around and wait around till they've fallen and get somebody to take them to the emergency room. Well, you know, how late is it then? Oh, now, I ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. Think about stuff like this. I need you to stop and think. I want you to stop and think about your today and the rest of your life. Think about today and the rest of your life. How would you like for the rest of your life to be? Would you like for it to be as it is today? Or would you have some other idea? Now, many of you would say, well, I'm satisfied with the way it is. And I'm sure you are. And thank goodness for you. But this is to those who aren't. So what would it be like? Thinking about here, knowing your needs and knowing that they are going to be met in a fantastic kind of way that brings you no stress. Thinking about the gifts that you have that allows you to engage yourself in the process of a career. And this is something that you truly love, and it is appreciated, needed, wanted, and desired. And you got your liberty as far as work. Depending upon the labor force for any particular career, could make flexible work hours that allow you to seem like you're never at work, but at the same time freeing you up to do any wonderful, imaginable thing that you have in your mind to do and to experience, and never have to worry about one penny. Knowing that when you want to go out to eat, you go out to eat. Knowing when you want to go to a theater, want to go to a movie, when you want to go to an event, you go. My. Knowing that when you need chauffeurs or certain types of transportation, they're available to you. Oh my goodness. Imagine having the kind of home that you love that you always dreamed of, that is there for you, and you're living in it. Imagine, even for those of you who just been imagining driving some car that you know you would never drive, imagine having that car available to you and having the ability to interchange it with any other type of car that you desire at any given point in time. Imagine having the freedom, my friends, to live, to travel, to see the world, to understand people and appreciate people everywhere, to engage yourselves in the lives of people, to know people, to care about people. Imagine these kinds of things. Today is not like that, but can it be like that tomorrow? And if it can, do I want it? Do I want it? Today or my dream? What does it take to get my dream? Well, you definitely have to give up today. You definitely have to give up today. Now, I have everything before me, and yet I have nothing except a will to take the first step. And what is the first step? To reach out based upon the necessities of life, which are the same as you have them today. The path is already laid. Today, my friends, you move out the enemy of your dream. Move out the enemy of your dream. First, you're thinking about one another. Why? Because you see yourselves in others. Why? Because neither of you made yourselves. So that means you belong to another. And to be respected is to be honored by that you were made. And so The only assurance that you can have about being respected is that by the respect that you give to others. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, knowing that we don't need anything like money. No, I'm serious. Take that money out of there, because as money was coming to you at different levels, when money removed, now that you are engaged in this way of life, the reason that you can do all of those things that you imagine, the reason that you can do all those things that you have hoped for, is because now all things belong to you. By your love for yourself, which is reflected in your respect for your Creator, which can only be shown through your love for one another. And by that practice, the power of the living God that you cannot see, that you cannot touch, that you cannot feel, that you can't even conjure up in your mind, now lives inside of you. And by that power, the love of God comes to humankind through you. And the heaven that you live in is the heaven that was created by your hands, that was trained by the Spirit of love. So, ladies and gentlemen, I guess when I'm saying these things to you, because tomorrow can be just like that. But having put down today, you go forward knowing that pain and suffering cannot exist here any longer. Every policy, every concern that is addressed here is addressed with the fact that not again, not again. We eliminate that which causes pain and suffering. We eliminate that which causes racism and bigotry and hatred. We eliminate that which comes on the precipice of lying and cheating and stealing and killing and terror and war. We eliminate all of that. Now, I'm just asking you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just asking you, couldn't that be good for you? It's my dream. It's my hope. And I'm out here every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, just sharing with you who will listen to this video post my hopes, my desire, my dreams, trying to see if there are others out here in America and across the globe that would like to live like they were in heaven without fear. I just wonder, why wouldn't we all want to live like that? I mean, you don't have to live in a mansion. It's just there for you if you want it. You don't have to engage yourself with other people if you don't want to, but it's there for you if you want to, and you don't suffer anything from the perspective of the people. So whatever your dream is, if that's what gives you your joy, that's what is your joy. And it is all of our love that grants you your joy. Well, I've been talking a long time, almost 14 minutes. Let me see. Let me finish out this minute. So you're going to be running to the polls and voting for something like Donald Trump, who is a representation of what we are as a people, or Joe Biden, or a Democrat or a Republican representing the split. And that alone tells you right there what I just said, the split, which tells you you ain't finna get rid of any pain and suffering by going through this process. This process itself delivers you exactly what you got. And as long as you go through this process, it will continue to deliver you what you got. You got to bring in and close the divide. To do that, until next time, goodbye.